What's up, everybody? Trail here. I want to talk a little bit about Star Wars Battlefront being released November 17th, 2015 by EA and DICE. There is a bunch of hype built behind this game on nostalgia and childhood memories alone, and that's an effective campaign strategy for this game. Because we all want to relive those days of old, 3-day weekends with our friends jamming out on Star Wars Battlefront 2. It was phenomenal to do that. And I've looked at Star Wars Battlefront. The graphics look amazing. The gameplay looks exquisite. I want to play it now. I really do. But looking at it, taking the nostalgia glasses off and looking at it from a consumer standpoint, is it worth the $60 price tag? Is it truly? We've seen a lot of games in the last 5 years being developed and coming out and being charged $60 and it not being worth it, only having to pay for the DLC to make the game just worth the $60 price tag. And that's becoming more and more common. So looking at this from a consumer standpoint, what do I think? And I think it's not. And here is my argument behind it. And please listen. Please look at it, because this can fix not only this game, but future games down the line, to where we get better games for $60 than paying more for less. And nobody wants less for more money. We want more for less money. Alrighty? So right off the bat, the developmental time for this game is Battlefield 4. It took only 2 years for Battlefield 4. It's only taking 2 years for this game. I'm afraid for this game's launch. I'm afraid that it's going to be released and we're going to have crashes, disconnect issues, stats are going to get reset. That's what happened with Battlefield 4, and I'm afraid that's what can happen now. Alright? And if the developmental time is as short as Battlefield 4, should we really expect something better? Really? Honestly, this game does look amazing, but it really looks better as a Battlefield 4 mod. If this game was launched as a mod for Battlefield 4 for $30, it'd be a steal. It'd be priceless for us. But they're selling it as a standalone game. So what does it got for content-wise? Well, we got 4 planets, 3 maps per planet. That's 12 maps. Right there alone, we have an issue, because Star Wars Battlefront 2 had 33 maps total on 16 different planets. That's a lot of maps. That's a lot of variety. And this one only has 12? That's not a whole lot of variety. And knowing DICE, probably some of those smaller maps are just sections from the bigger map. And that's not technically a new map. That's just limiting to where you can play. So we really need to think about it. If the maps are already not as variety-wise, then we've got an issue. And then we also only have the player count, 20 on 20. Really? Battlefield 4 has 32 on 32, 64 on 64 when it comes to PC. Star Wars Battlefront 2 had 32 on 32 on all game modes. And this one has 20 on 20 on its biggest game mode. Less player count on others. So we already got an issue there. Why? Why cut the player count? We like big epic battles. I mean, it's epic to just run with a squad of your friends, and cutting it down to 20, that don't even look like a good number. 20 on 20, 24 on 24 sounds better. Why not 24 on 24? Seriously. So player count's already down. We've got less maps. We have no single player campaign. Now there are some people who are like, oh, I don't care for single player campaign. Well, there are some that do like the single player campaign. We also like the fact when there's co-op addition to it. See, here's the thing. Some people can't always rely on their internet for a safe connection. Theirs goes out quite a bit. I'm one of them. I don't have good internet. So a single player campaign was a way to have a way to play constantly. Now, yes, there are missions for us to play, but how many? They haven't specified. So say there's 3, actually, better yet, we'll say 5 missions. 5. Each mission's roughly between 5 to 10 minutes. The max amount of time on the missions you're going to spend is an hour. And then you can replay them for extra. But really, if you play them, you have to play each mission 5 times a piece for 5 hours of gameplay. Really? When the single player campaign from Star Wars Battlefront 2 took roughly, I would say, pushing 8 hours to complete. That's a good amount of gameplay right there. Then you do it co-op with your friend. Even better, because co-op was fun on the single-player campaign. It was fantastic, especially on the Jedi Temple mission. That Jedi Temple mission, everybody would talk about it, and it would be one of the favorite. We would play the campaign just for that mission. We'd fail that mission so we could replay it. So we have no single-player campaign. We only got 4 planets, which then means Galactic Conquest is out. Really? Galactic Conquest alone would add 10 hours of single-player campaign or single-player gameplay right there. 10 hours. And that's on one way of playing it. You can play it 4 different ways. That's 40 extra hours. Then you can do it co-op. That's 40 more hours. That's 80 hours right there. That's a lot of hours of gameplay. They don't have Galactic Conquest in this one that's coming out. So you're already pulling out 80 hours. And we all know why they're doing it. If we jam out so long on this game, we're not going to want the DLC. But what they also forget is that there are some people that are going to want to get the DLC just to enrich. And I'll get into DLC later. Not right now. So we have no Galactic Conquest, no single player campaign. We only have 12 maps and no space battles. Yeah, space battles. Really? In a Star Wars game? No space battles. Space battles were fun if you had a friend to play with. Yes, if it was by yourself, it wasn't the greatest. But it was fun for the people who have friends. And I did enjoy the space battles. I loved flying around as much as I could at times. And then I would get into the transport ship and land in the enemy's spaceship and just wreak havoc from the inside. We would lock down the map. The game would be over in 10 minutes. Really? 10 minutes of a space battle, that's not long. So there are some people who will like it. And also, it's an extra way of playing the game. It added more hours of gameplay. More content. For $60. That's what we want. We want to contain $60 with more content. So we got no space battles, no Galactic Conquest, only single player, no single campaign. It's only 20 on 20, and we only have 12 maps. Already 5 things that Star Wars Battlefront 2 had that came out in 2005. And there's only one era to play. The classic era. The Civil War era. We don't have the prequel era. So that already takes an aspect of your game away. Now, I'm pretty sure what's going on is that they're stripping features of this game to add in for DLC. And that's the problem. We're already paying $60. Give us a full game. Don't cut bits and pieces out and sell for $19.99. No. It's getting to the point it's ridiculous. There's good DLC practices, and then there's bad DLC practices. And this one's got it written all over it. Skyrim's DLC practice was phenomenal. The game already had easily 250 hours of gameplay already on there. No doubt about it. And then the DLC would add easily an extra 150. Easily. So, do we want Skyrim DLC with the Skyrim game, or do we want Destiny with Destiny DLC? And I'm not going to dog on Destiny. I actually love the concept of Destiny. I really do. But the game had a horrible execution of what they were trying to go for. It really did. The gameplay is fun. It's fantastic. I enjoy it. But it had no story. It only had a certain small amount of maps, and the locations were not that big. There was Mars, Venus, Moon, and the Earth, and the maps were not that big. The worlds were rather small in comparison. So, and with games that are coming out that are free to play, that honestly is going to get more hours of gameplay than this one, that's saying a lot. They're going to end up getting possibly more money than they ever will. So with that being said, we need to do one thing. Fight for good gaming. Fight for good gaming. Have games where we can spend easily 200 hours on, no issue, for $60. Not only be able to spend 50 to 100 before we're bored completely and don't ever want to pick it up again. And that's what this is looking like. They're looking like they're only selling it to where we're only going to be able to play about 40 hours before we're bored, and then they send us a DLC for $19.99 We play for about 10 to 20 hours, get bored with it. They give us another DLC about a month or two down the road for another $19.99. That's not what we need in this gaming industry. It doesn't show good art. What it shows is just a cash grab. And we are gamers. We have a chance to fix this. We all want more content for technically less money. And we have a way to fix that. Don't buy this game day one. And I hate to say that. I really do. But it can fix this issue that we're going to have. Don't buy this game day one. If you don't, the price goes down. It'll drop to $40 in less than a couple months. And with that being done, you'll miss out on some of the major bugs, the bad release that is going to occur. It's most likely inevitable that we're going to have a bad release with this game. So if you don't get it for the first couple months, the price tag drops down to $40. You save yourself $20. You save the heartache of not being able to really play the full experience because they get to patch the bugs and the issues with the game. And guess what? With it being done, they will drop the price of the DLC. If not that many people buy the game on day one or the first week or hell the first month or two, they will drop that DLC down to $9.99. And guess what? We get $10 DLC that is worth the price, and the game gets dropped down to price to where by the time that we get the first two DLC packs, we paid the full price of the game from when it first came out, and that would be worth it because we'll get more content than we originally would have. Fight for good gaming. That's what we need in the gaming industry. More content for less money. Don't buy this game. And I hate to say that over and over, but it's now. It's now. We got to fix this now. We had Destiny, we had Titanfall, we have Evolve. Those 3 games came out and they were busts because of how little content there really was. So I'm just saying, we can fix this now. Don't buy this game day one. And this is talking from a super fan of Star Wars Battlefront 2 and 1. Let the price of the game drop below $60. Let it go into the $40 range. We will see a sequel. It's inevitable. So let it drop. Let the price drop. It'll be worth it. It'll save you time and time again. Just think about what we're missing. No Galactic Conquest. No single player campaign. Only 12 maps, 20 on 20, no space battles. Think about it. Please think about it. But until next time, this is Trail, signing out.